Morning everyone, my name is Audrey. I am StitchyWitch42 here on Flosstube and over on Instagram. This is my channel about cross-stitch, life, the universe, and everything. And I have been trying to record this morning, and so I'm trying again. Today is Thursday, the 26th of May, 2022. I don't usually record on Thursdays, but this weekend is Memorial Weekend here in the United States, and Mark and I have some plans. He has been working on his Jeep for 12 years, and this is the first time that he wants to take it out to a Jeep run. I don't know what a Jeep run is. I'm a novice. But this is the first time that he's going to get to do this, and so I'm going along. And I'm not taking any cross stitch because unlike some of my friends who can stitch while they're driving, I can't. When I'm the passenger in the car, I have to pay attention to what's happening on the road, because if I try to stitch or read or anything like that, I get queasy really fast. So, I'm not taking any cross stitch with me this weekend. And I'm going to go do Jeep things that I've never done before. And it will be an adventure. What have I been doing since the last time we met up through one of my videos? Well, right after I recorded my last one, I got a really nasty head cold. I still have some of the symptoms. I sound more nasally than I normally do. So hopefully I won't have a coughing fit, because I'm still doing that. But I spent the next 3 days after I recorded that last video curled up in my recliner with my blanket wrapped around me and my tissues next to me and my water, and I stitched. What did I stitch on? I stitched on my Alphonse Mucha. I stitched on her because, quite honestly, with as congested as my head was, as runny as my eyes were, she was the only thing that I could actually see the fabric to stitch. So I spent some time working on her and watching Flosstube and YouTube. And one of the things that I ended up watching while I was stitching on her was an interview with Alphonse Mucha's son talking about his dad's life. And I learned so much more about Alphonse Mucha than I had known before. I'm going to link that video down below if you're interested in watching. I'm not going to go into details because I know there's not a lot of people that might be as eager to learn more about Alphonse Mucha like me. But if you're interested, I'm going to link it down below because I found it just to be fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. I posted a picture of Instagram of the piece that I'm stitching on with an image on my television screen behind it of the series that this piece was taken from. Morning Awakening is part of his Time of the Day series that he created in 1899. And there's 4 pieces. There's Morning Awakening, there's Brightness of Day, there's Evening Contemplation, and there's Night's Rest. Another name for evening's contemplation is Evening Reverie, which is my other Alphonse Mucha that I have hanging on the opposite wall for me. And I absolutely loved stitching that one as much as I am loving stitching Morning Awakening. So let me turn the camera around and I will show you what I got accomplished on her. So hold on. So here she is. I've got her sitting on my chair. This is a modified Edmunds floor stand. I've talked about this before. I've had this stand for quite some time, and I asked Mark if he would modify it so that it would sit on the arms of my chair so that I could do two-handed stitching when I'm working on her, and I love the way this works. Of course, getting in and out of my chair and getting her in my lap, that's a whole process you don't need to see. But I've been stitching in this area here. About right here was the end of page 14. She's a 28-page pattern, so I'm officially halfway done with her. And I've got probably almost half of page 15 done, because right along here is the next page break. And then the last page, it's like 3.5 pages wide. So 13, 14, 15, and 16. But I got a lot of stuff accomplished on her. I think that she is absolutely gorgeous. And I will go back to working on her some more later on in the week. So like I said, I spent a couple of days sitting in my chair, wrapped up in my blanket, working on her. Because I was sick, I did not go up and visit with the Mother Cluckers last Thursday as was planned. We were all going to meet up at Cheryl's hen house. Me with a head cold, Cheryl being out of the hospital. I didn't need to be there. So I stayed home and I stitched like a good little girl. Because sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I'm not really evil. Anyway, I was stitching on my Alphonse Mucha. I was watching videos about him. I watched one that was recorded in Slavic with English subtitles. Mark came out and saw what I was watching and he goes, "Why? What do you want?" I said, "It's Alphonse Mucha." But it wasn't about his Art Nouveau work. This was the work that he had done at the end of his life. And I had seen images of them before. These paintings, there's 3 of them, and they are absolutely huge, and they're in a museum in Czechoslovakia. I always have a hard time saying that. But learning about the detail of those photos and how they represent the history and the mythology of Czechoslovakia made me think history's repeating itself again. What's happening in the Ukraine is the same thing that was happening in the Czech Republic. So I found it absolutely fascinating to watch videos about Alphonse Mucha, to learn more about his artwork, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching that while I was stitching on my Morning Awakening. Other things that I was watching, obviously, was Flosstube, and my friend Lori, textilist, she sent me a link to go watch a couple of ladies that have got some new videos out, and they are Molly and Kathy, Linen and Scraps, cross stitch and paper crafting. Yes, please. I like paper crafting, and somebody's going to be doing videos that combines the 2 of them together. Yes, please. So they have a short introductory video, and then they have 2 other videos since then. And these ladies are vibrant. and high energy and talented. Kathy stitches samplers, so she's pretty much a monogamous stitcher. Molly does paper crafting, and they are neighbors, and decided that they would teach each other to do what the other does. And the combination of them is just fabulous. Molly inspired me. She showed a floss book that she had made, and I thought to myself, I have one of those upstairs. I know I've shared it with you before because it was the floss book that I used when I was stitching Harvest Trio. It had been gifted to me by a friend, Collette, the highway stitcher, a couple of years ago. And seeing what Molly was doing with hers made me think, can I make some of those? I want to try. Well, one of the things that Molly said was that she needed hardboard for the covers. And I thought, what is hardboard? Is it heavy craft paper? Yes, that's pretty much what it is. It's cardboard. Cardboard. I guess you could use cereal boxes as a good source for it if you're doing everything totally from scrap. But I went upstairs and I was going through all the stuff that I have upstairs, and I found that I had a couple pieces of it. And so I made my first floss book cover. And this is what I created. So that's the front cover of the first book that I'm making. This is the back cover of it. And then those are the inside covers. And I know that doesn't look like much there. But what it'll end up looking like is like this. I got some book rings. Obviously this is another one that I've created. Open it up. The inside cover on that one. There is a library card in here so you can record your project on it. And then there's 10 floss away bags in there. That's the inside of the back cover. And that's the back of this book. After watching their video, I went upstairs Saturday evening and I made this one. And I had so much fun making that one that I made this one. There's the front, there's the back, there's the inside. So then Sunday morning, I wanted to make more. And I made this one. And that's the back. And the inside. Then I made this one. And this one. The back of that one. And the inside. There is one more upstairs that I'm not going to share with you because I actually made it for a friend and I don't want her to see it before she gets it. And then Monday morning I made this one. Now this one, when I started this one, the pad of paper that I had this in, I was looking at this here and this was not really my aesthetic. But when you buy a pad of craft paper, they usually have colors in there that combine with each other. So I grabbed 4 sheets of paper. There's the front cover. There's the back cover. And there's the inside of this one. And when I finish this one is my favorite. But it's the paper that I liked the least to begin with. don't judge a book by its cover. Anyway, I was having so much fun making all of these, and I've got, I think, 6 covers. I've got 1 book completed. I think I'm going to offer these up for sale on my StitchyWitch42D stash page on Instagram. So I will start putting these up sometime next week if anybody's interested in them. I think they're a cute idea. But all of that because I was inspired from watching Molly and Kathy, who are Linen and Scraps. If you haven't checked them out, please do go check them out. Okay, so after my cold broke and I was actually able to see something besides the aida that I was stitching on my Alphonse Mucha, someone sent me a message request on Instagram and they wanted to know what I'm stitching her on. She is on 14 count aida. She will be 10 3/4 inches by 27.5 inches when she is done, and that is what she will look like. I know I haven't shown that picture for quite some time. I'm going to pause the video here for a moment. I need to go blow my nose and you just don't need to be part of that, so hold on just a moment, please. I haven't had a head cold since before COVID. I haven't missed them. This one has just been, well, I'm sure you understand. The other piece that I've stitched on this week is from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween special from 2021. It is that lovely little lady there. And when I shared her with you the first time, I was telling you that there are a lot of fractional stitches in here. There are a lot of fractional stitches in here. But she's gorgeous. I mean, seriously, she is just gorgeous. So down here along the edge of her chin, I have to go back in and fill in a few of the fractional stitches there. One of the things that I see with this pattern, stitching it out of the magazine, you know how sometimes when you buy a pattern and it has back stitching on it or it has fractional, you might get multiple pages, one that shows the full cross, one that shows the fractionals, one that shows the back stitch. You get one image in this magazine and it has all of them combined. So because they're so small, even with my magnifier, trying to figure out what stitches are where, it's been a little bit of a struggle. But I think she's coming along. I have to go back in and fill in some fractionals around her chin. But I think this is just so cute. This is I'm Not Really Evil by StitchyFish Designs, and I am loving her. So pretty much for the last week and a half, I've stitched on 2 pieces, and I've made a bunch of book covers. I was doing a giveaway on my last video. So this morning I did the Flosstube YouTube random comment generator. And the first one was Lottie Da's Something Wicked. This is something that I have stitched on and I've colored on the back of it. Just the boot. It's not bad. So I spun it for the word wicked, and the winner is Carol Minard. I will comment on your comment. Please send me your address so that I can get this in the mail to you. And the other one that I had for offer was a Heart and Hand Christmas Magic. The word was magic, and this one is going to Tony Grandin. So again, I will comment on your comment, Tony. please send me your address so that I can get that out into the mail for you. The last thing I want to talk about is something that I'm excited about. I know that when the Cluckers gathered last Thursday that they were talking about it, and so you might hear more of it from them. But there's been some changes up at Acorns and Threads. Janine has expanded the shop again. She has added on an annex right next door to it. And her plans, she told us this a couple months ago, but she didn't want anybody to say anything at that time, and I think it's okay to say something now because they've posted it on the Facebook page, Pacific Northwest Stitchers, is that the annex will be opening next month. What does that mean? First Thursday's coming back. There will be classes. The annex will be used for classes. It will be used for meetups. First Thursday is just one of them. If you are in the Facebook group, the Pacific Northwest Stitchers, they listed several of them and the dates and the times of when various meetups will be happening. But next Thursday, June 2nd, First Thursdays will start up again. I am so excited about that. To get to go up there and stitch with friends again, and I can't wait to see what the annex looks like. It's going to be fabulous. No matter what it looks like, it's going to be fabulous. And I'm so excited that business has been so good for Janine that she was able to do this. And I know that there are a lot of people that are looking forward to getting back and seeing people face to face. So, Acorns and Threads, June 2nd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., First Thursday, will be starting up once again. And other things will be going on up there. So, I think that I've included everything in my videos that I wanted to talk about. I was having issues getting this recorded. Tongue-tied, sneezing, coughing, not liking the way I was doing things. All the usual stuff that happens when I try to record a video. I watch other people and I think they look so relaxed, and yet after 4.5 years of doing this, every time I sit down to do a video, I think, this is just the dumbest thing I've ever done. And yet I still do them. I posted a message on my Flosstube yesterday on the community board. I had some spammers decide that they wanted to play on my last video. Unfortunately, they commented on an actual viewer's comment, and the things that they were saying were stupid and childish and rude, and some of them were a bit hateful. I reported 30 comments, 30 of them. I commented to the woman who had commented, the real viewer who commented. I apologized to her for the spammers, and I hoped that she hadn't seen the comment that they made, but she had, and she said it was okay. She blocked them. The reason I'm bringing this up is because there's some people out there who just have too much time on their hand, and this is what they think they should do, is try to ruin things that other people do. If you get comments from spammers as replies on your comments, report them to YouTube. That's the only way to really block them and get rid of them. I think that I got all of them taken care of. I've gone through all my comments from the past several videos, and I think that I got them all. If you get them, report them to YouTube. Until we meet again, my friends, live long and stitch on. Bye-bye.